slow and the flag's been flying. That's it.
So coming up at 4:30 this afternoon, the Bishop's Corner will be on for this fresh show for this week.
Right. And we got a little teaser.
We do. Here's one of the questions from the program that you will hear later today. Let's go to Frank, who writes from Monclova. Dear Bishop Thomas.
Thank you.
Where did the discipline of abstaining from meat on Fridays during Lent start, and why?
So thank you so much. And when did this abstinence from meat begin? Well, I think we could say that fundamentally it began with the crucifixion. So that's how far back, literally, it goes, because the whole point of abstinence winds its way back to the Friday, which we call Good Friday. So Catholics, they abstain from meat on days of penance, such as Good Friday, Ash Wednesday, and all the Fridays of Lent. It's one of the oldest Christian traditions, actually, Frank, and it's in recognition of the day that Christ died on the cross for us. Now, the bishops of the United States have determined that people may not abstain outside of Lent, but I can share with you, I know I've done it on this radio show before, from the time I was very little and even now at my table, and when I go out if I'm out on a Friday, I abstain from meat. The abstinence, of course, is that Jesus sacrificed his flesh for the life of the world on Good Friday, and therefore we refrain from eating what some term flesh meat in his honor on Fridays. And the reality is that includes the meat of mammals and poultry. The main foods that come under this heading are pork, beef, chicken, turkey, etc. While flesh is prohibited, non-flesh products of animals are not, like milk, cheese, eggs, butter. But the other thing that is permitted, of course, is fish. And that's why many people would partake of fish. But there's all kinds of other things. People become very creative in Lent to have things other than meat. And of course, the reality is that we abstain because it's a form of penance. And I think we don't want to miss that. And penance expresses sorrow and contrition for our sin, our wrongdoing. It indicates our intention to turn away from sin and turn back to God. And it asks that we might make reparation for our sins. It's a form of asceticism, the practice of self-denial, in order that we might grow in holiness. And of course, there are other options which a lot of moms and families become very, creative in. So things like pancakes, waffles, soups without meat in them, rolls, macaroni and cheese, fried egg sandwiches, grilled cheese sandwiches, cheese pizza, and of course, any kind of fish. So I hope that's helpful, Frank, all the way back to the day that Christ was crucified on Friday.
I can't wait to hear the rest of the story, so to speak, coming up right after Say Yes to Life.